Welcome back, This is the Canadian Silver Seeker, and I hope you guys are having another great day like I am. Just got back from my LCS trip, and this week is a big one. This marks a milestone. I am 25% of the way to filling this bag of 25-cent pieces in 80% form. $1,000 in the bag, so 1/4 of the way is going to be $250 rolled up. There is a little bit extra here and some rolls. I'm not counting that right now. So, for instance, these guys right there, if it's not rolled up into a full roll, I'm not going to count it quite yet. So, I'm actually over $250, but 1/4 of the way there in actual rolls. So, what did I get this week? Well, I got myself $11 this week. I bought $5 from him, and with the $5 purchase, I got an extra 25 cents. He sometimes throws that in. And I traded $5, 5 silver dollars as well. I traded 3 Goose, 1967, and 2 1966 with some glue damage on them. Yeah, I was quite happy. I got an extra $1. At first, he only gave me $5.25, and I was like, just earlier this week, you gave me $5.75. He's like, oh, did I? Or maybe that was a mistake. But anyways, he gave me another $5.75. So I ended up getting $4.25, a 1965 66s with the Queen's second portrait. We got $1.25 of the Queen's first portrait. We got $4 of King George the Sixth. And I actually had to ask because he had it all. He had a bag of King George the Sixth, and I knew I had $5.75 from last week of King George VI, but I knew if I only got King George VI, I wasn't going to fill 2 rolls, so I had to ask him for a different bag. And I told him, you're taking my OCD fun out of it, like, searching them already for me, and like I understand he's probably searching for specific errors and good coins, and that's fine, but I like the randomness of it. I like getting some Laureate, I like getting some new ones, I like getting some King George the Sixth and King George the Fifth, so we'll see if he changes in the future. It also kind of is skewing my my whole curiosity of what quarters am I going to get the most of. If I'm just randomly picking these up, I'm going to get a much better idea. But if he keeps sorting them for me each week and giving me King George the Sixth, well, I'm going to get mostly King George the Sixth. I got $4 there. I'm 25 cents away from filling another roll, unfortunately, so can't fill that roll. But I did get $1.25 worth of King George V. I told him, hey, if you're going to give me like specific ones, I'll take King George V over anything because, they're older and it's actually even a better portrait, right? So anyways, $1.25 of those. They're all 1936s, I believe. They're all in pretty good condition. Very little wear on them as well. So yeah, that's going to fill that up there. That's actually $8, so $2 away from, I know, 80% all King George V. And then we got one 25-cent piece, and we can't read the date on that one. It is right worn off. So definitely King George V still. So this could be, if it is 1919 and before, well, then it's going to be 925, or it could be 80% if it's, 1920 and after. So that one's going to go in there. There's $6 in there of I don't know what it is. And I got a small portion in the bag, too, of, I definitely know 925. I can see the dates on them. So, yeah, what did I get in my $250 so far? Well, I have got 2, 4, 6, 8 rolls of 1937 to 52. I've got no full rolls of King George V yet, or not known, or previous to that. If I put them all together, there'd be over a roll, but all split out, they're definitely not. Almost one more roll there, so almost 9 rolls of King George VI there. We've got, when we fill this roll up here, we're going to have 4 rolls of 1965 66s. And then the rest is all in Laureate portrait here. So what do we got there? We got 3, 6, 9, 120, and then another $130 rolled, all in the 1953 to 64 and the Queen's first portrait. So that is the majority of what I've been getting so far. And like I say, I think it's a bit skewed because he's been giving me a lot of King George V. I don't think he would normally get as many as I'm getting, but he's been sorting them for me. So we'll see what happens next week. He's probably going to sort them again. I honestly don't mind. I guess if they're sorted, it really doesn't matter to me. This week it did, because if he would have just given me 2 of those, I wouldn't have been able to fill and get to my goal and make this 1/4 of the way to my goal of $1,000. Hey, that's about it for this week. I guess I could say how much is in 1/4 of this bag. Well, 6 ounces per $10 roll, 0.6 of an ounce per each dollar, no matter the denomination, 50-cent pieces, quarters, dimes, silver dollar, 0.6 of an ounce, 0.6 of an ounce, 50-cent piece, 0.6 of an ounce. So $10 total, 6 ounces, $250 face. That is going to be 150 ounces. $500 face, 300 ounces. $600, $250 face, 150 ounces. I confused myself there for a second. $500 face, 300 ounces. $1,000 face, 600 ounces total in that bag when it is full. I think now that I'm 1/4 of the way, I'm actually going to take some of these and put them away in a safer place, in a safety deposit box or something, because at 150 ounces it's starting to get fairly large to keep in my temporary storage location. So anyways, there it is. Made it to 1/4 of my goal. Quite a bit faster than I thought I was going to get here. It's going to take, I'm estimated almost 3 years, or over 2 years and some, to fill this bag at $5 face per week. But I've been, when I find a deal, I take advantage of the deal. I try to buy, junk silver at private deals, just under spot or at spot. For it, if I'm getting it at a private deal, if I'm getting it from my LCS. I just had someone ask in a comment the other day here, how much do you pay? Well, that's what I pay. If I'm getting it at a private deal, I trade it straight across, 1 ounce for 1 ounce. If I am buying it, I pay basically spot for it, or under if I can get under. Great. Great for me, obviously. Not a lot of sellers want to sell under spot, obviously. And then when I buy from the LCS, well, I typically pay spot plus tax. So when he purchases it, I know he purchases it at just under spot. And that's how he makes his money, by purchasing it just under spot, and then he makes maybe 5%, when he goes and sells it at spot, or if it goes up in price. Well, that's good for him, right? So anyways, there we have it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Remember, doesn't cost you a single piece of silver or gold to like and subscribe. You guys mean the world to me. Happy stacking, eh?